Alright everybody. Well, going back a few years, I posted a video of me getting my first car hoist. It was just a little scissor lift that I had in my backyard at my mother's place. And I thought I was set to go. But you know, I've always had dreams of actually owning a real two-post hoist. Well, a few years later now, I am starting to make this a reality. So today we're beginning the install of this nice unit here. It's a forward lift by Rotary. It is a 9,000 pound capacity and it's designed for low ceilings. So I have a 10-foot ceiling here and those columns go up 9 foot 2 inches. So I'm just getting to the point where I've got everything marked out and I'm going to begin drilling my holes. So I started with this little guy and me not knowing a whole lot about drilling concrete, well, unfortunately I was competing in the big leagues with the little league tools. So I called in a favor. And we got the big guns. There is still small amounts of movement in the columns because of the holes that are on the bottom of the column. I'm going to do a final measure to make sure we're nice and true, and then we'll proceed with torquing. Now this particular unit calls for 110 foot-pounds. We should be good. I might also mention, you may have seen in the last page there, hole depth minimum of 4 inches, and in some spots I do have 4 inches, some are 4.5. Okay, so now I'm running the cables. It's actually a really simple setup, very clever. So this type of hoist, because of the limited ceiling height, I actually have to run the cables down low, and then they're covered by that plate. We start off with having your cable here, bolted at the back, runs down, hits the pulley, comes down, runs all the way across on another pulley through the column here, all the way up to the top, up and over that pulley. There's another bolt that sticks through the top that holds it at the pulley so it doesn't fall off. Then it comes down here and anchors to there. And then there'll be another one that runs the exact same but in the opposite fashion. I just started running that one now and you can see it looped over. I'm just about to anchor it in. So I'm doing that, and then we'll move on to the hydraulic lines. Done. We'll do the adjustments later. Okay, so I've raised the columns up a little bit. I got the chains in behind here. I actually pulled them up and propped them up with a bar. Just like that. That way I got chains out of the way, because that's our hydraulic piston. And this little circle needs to slip into that hole there. Rams are in. Hydraulic lines are hooked up. Power pack is loosely mounted. Obviously I gotta fix the hoses up to the column somehow, but they're ran anyways. Electrical is done now. I've got the base plate now loosely laying. Cables and hydraulic lines are running underneath nicely, and I've got the spacing just perfect on either side. So now I'm going to drill the holes and anchor this puppy down. Now the hydraulic cylinder's all hooked up to the chains. Cables are all nice and tight. We lifted up just a little bit and we noticed that the opposite side there needs to be tightened because this side is clicking last. So we're just trying to finagle getting in there with some vice grips to hold the bottom of the cable to tighten her up. And of course bleed the lines out. We're not going to load it up with the vehicle yet. We put the arms on now. I didn't show them on video because they're really simple. It's just get this guy slid in here. There's two bolts that put this little cog on here to keep this. Once it lifts up, it locks the arm in place. Then the pin just drops down. We put them on for the extra weight though, because when we were cycling it up and down, we wanted the extra weight so it would come down faster. But one thing I want to point out, when you're bleeding the system, I actually let it go down all the way, and you'll still see it. The cylinder actually isn't lowered down all the way. So when you get down to the bottom, you want to hold the release, and then you want to just pull this chain out, and that'll actually bleed the last little bit out of there. I heard some people that were having issues when they were getting their vehicle stuck up in the air because of this. Another issue with the bottom plate hoist is the hydraulic line. You want to make sure you have no contact with the cables, because I've heard horror stories of those lines rubbing through over time. Okay, here we go. See how it does. Quite a bit of clearance. It's a reasonable height, but we do have some restrictions with a garage door opener. I mean, I'm a short human, so as long as I crouch down, this is basically face height. Overall, not too bad. Way better than my scissor lift I had. Oh.